So today we're going to take you through an exciting, riveting, thrilling day in the life of hotel quarantine. New Zealand.
Yay.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within.
Welcome to Hotel Quarantine. As you can see, the morning runners has begun. There's a quick stroll jogger.
Just a stroller there.
Right to
Oh, we've got a runner.
Easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand.
Thank you. So every meal time they just knock on the door and deliver the goods. Cornflakes.
You got a big breakfast today.
Ooh, apple. This is my breakfast. Okay.
Don't know what this is. Inside cookie again. Got an apple.
Nice. Some scrambled eggs, mushroom, potato, tomato, spinach.
Yes.
So at the very beginning of quarantine on day 1, we had to scan this QR code which brought up the full week's menu on our phone. And we had to go through and pick from vegetarian and meat, basically just 2 options. And then you need to list any allergies or intolerances that you may have, and they'll cater to that as they can. So the meals are pretty hit and miss, would you? Sometimes they're amazing, sometimes they're stone cold. But this is completely free for us, so we aren't complaining. We know that we're very lucky that New Zealand offers this, whereas a lot of countries wouldn't. We're very lucky to get this for free.
Yeah.
But we are looking forward to going out and eating a massive brunch when we are released.
Yeah. That we are.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the whole process of getting your meals, because you can't have contact with any of the staff members, they just knock on your door for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and they say, room service, and they pop your paper bags outside your door, and you simply go to the door, collect them, bring them back in. It's quite a nice process. You can also pay extra and order food from the hotel's restaurant, but what have we done?
Uber Eats.
We've got Uber Eats a few times, and we got Pizza Hut and Domino's. I'm glad we did that. How's your breakfast?
Cold.
Cold again?
Yeah. It's really cold.
Hey little friend! So our little friend here, not sure if she has a name, but she seems to appear every morning at breakfast time. I think she's very aware, and she goes from room to room, slowly getting more and more food. She's a smart chicken.
She's eating all my good muffins.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're giving away the good muffin. Chuk 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 chuk. Try it. See, it works.
Okay, no more muffin for the chicken.
This has become the highlight of our day. Getting visits from the hen. You got something on your...
Don't forget the little sparrows.
You had muffin in your moustache. Come here, little buddy. Chook, 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 chook. Come here, chook, chook.
It's not a very flattering picture here, Chloe, with
Oh.
your butt in the weather, you know?
So luckily after your first COVID test, if it comes back negative, you're not completely confined to your hotel room. You can actually call up security and book in a walk
Or a run.
any time of the day between 7 and 5. So you can go for a little walk. It's just around the car park. There's security monitoring you.
Or runs.
Or a run. They have special times to book in a run.
Or a walk.
So that's 7 AM or 4 PM that you can run. Otherwise, the other hour slots during the day are just for a walk. It's just to make sure that there's not a lot of fast people with a lot of slow people causing you to go less than 2 meters distance apart. So we're about to go for our morning walk. We've been going for at least one run or walk per day. You do actually need to wear these the entire time, whether walking or running, and it actually proves to be pretty difficult to run with one of these bad boys on, because every time you breathe in, it goes like that. I don't really like it, do you?
No.
It's not that comfortable, but it's got to be done. So when you go for a run, you have to bring a spare one of these masks, a sweat towel, and a drink bottle each. It is pretty entertaining too when you're sitting in your hotel room. You can see all the different people running and walking past, all the different running styles. It's a bit of people watching going on. Pretty entertaining. That's our entertainment of the day, other than the chicken. Are you ready to go for a power walk?
I am.
Let's go. We've been averaging around 8Ks a day. I say that's pretty decent. Welcome to our walk outside. Our daily dose of fresh air and mental health and well-being. We get to walk around this car park. We go around the cones and back again about 1,200 times. It's great. So we've actually been super impressed with the amount of people who are getting out and exercising every single day. We've seen a couple of people who are out 2, 3 to 4 hours a day, which is absolutely awesome to see. People are really making the most of every second they can and getting active. And I'm sure a lot of people are getting a lot fitter than they would in their regular everyday lives while in quarantine. Oh, just heard a knock on the door. Check what's there. Ooh. They place on your label what lunch you've selected, so I've opted for the vegetarian option today, and they also note whether you're gluten-free, lactose-free, any intolerances, just to have peace of mind that it's on your label. I've also asked for no milk because they were delivering us a lot of milk in the morning and we just weren't drinking it, so you can also request for them to just skip out on some unnecessary items so they don't go to waste. 2 mandarins, 1 kiwi fruit. They also give you a lot of bread and butter, which we don't eat a lot of that, so it kind of goes to waste a little bit, but it's nice that they offer it. Here they've given us some sour cream and a little thing of salsa, the bean and corn salad, and for the main event we have vegetarian nachos. So we had this last week. It's the same exact menu 2 weeks in a row. So we have some corn chips and then lots of bean, corn, and some tomato-y type Mexican sauce with some cheese. Hey, welcome to New Zealand hotel quarantine.
Thanks.
I was welcoming the people watching this, but welcome to New Zealand, Swedish Ludvig.
Thank you, New Zealand Chloe.
We hopped on a flight all the way from Sweden to New Zealand. We flew to Singapore. We stayed there for around 11 hours, which was very fun. We got a transit hotel, which was very lucky. Then we hopped on the flight from Singapore straight to Auckland. Our flight was really empty, actually.
Both of them.
Yeah, so we had a lot of space. So that's one pro, I would say, when traveling during the pandemic. Upon leaving the flight, we grabbed our bags, we went through security and literally hopped straight on a bus, and they took us right to our quarantine hotel. We didn't have any idea which hotel we were going to until we were basically hopping on the bus. For those of you who don't know, when you fly to New Zealand, currently you have to undergo a 14-day hotel managed isolation. So it's government chosen hotels. They direct you to a randomized hotel. You have to be there in a room for 14 days and you are tested 3 times during your stay. We're tested first on day 0 or day 1. During that period of 24 to 48 hours, you aren't allowed to leave your room. You must stay in your room with your bubble. You can't go anywhere until they know that you are confirmed negative. Then on day 3, you get another test. And by this time, you get these bad boys. These are basically your key to the outdoors. And you get to go on a walk and a run, which is a lifesaver in a time like this.
It is, it really is.
Very much appreciate going for a walk or a run. The simple things of being outside, being around the trees and the birds and the nature, even being around the sounds of traffic is delightful. If we do want to go for a walk, we have to call up security and book in a walk for that day. I think there's a limit of 20 people per walk or run. So we normally go for that a couple of times a day. Other than that, you can't really just roam around the hotel. You really have to stick to your room. Luckily, we do have a little outdoors area. We're on the bottom floor, so we can sort of sit outside and sunbathe if we want to and get some fresh air. But other than that, we pretty much just sit in here and we've been working and being on our computer and on the PlayStation. Well, you have. We're on day 12 now, and it's safe to say it's been pretty tough.
Yeah, it has.
We've been really missing just roaming around and doing our own thing, and we've been really missing food. Decent, big portions, and hot food.
Yeah.
The staff have been absolutely amazing here. They're all so onto it. They're up to date with the latest information. They keep us very informed whenever there is any new news or anything that we need to know. They're all doing such an amazing job, and we applaud them for all of the long hours they must be putting in. One of the big questions I had about entering hotel quarantine is, how do we get our laundry done? Do we just have to wear the same smelly clothes 14 days in a row? I really hoped not, but luckily you can have your laundry done in the facilities here by the staff twice per stay. So we figured we'd have our laundry done once the first week and once just before we leave. So it's really nice. You just have this bag here, you chuck all of your laundry in the bag, leave it outside the door with your room number on it, then a couple of hours later it's delivered back to your door and your laundry is done. So it's a really nice service. They just chuck it in the washer and in the dryer, so you can't really have delicates and things like that. If you do have delicates, you can just hand wash it in the sink and hang it outside your room in the sunshine to dry. So that clears up that question, as I'm sure a lot of people are wondering about laundry. Alright, so the most exciting part of our evening has begun. We've just had a knock on the door and they've said, room service. There's normally a couple of boxes in there, so you know you've got a couple of treats. The small box is normally a salad like this, looking pretty good. Actually, this one isn't looking that good. This is probably the worst looking one we've had, but they're normally pretty delicious. Little packet for some knives and forks and a napkin. En vatten, which is a water in Swedish. A pear. Nibble on that later. Ooh, yum. This is good. I got a butter chicken for dinner. I'll quickly show you what Ludvig got. He got the vegetarian option. So this is Ludvig's veggie curry. V for veg. Yum. Super nice chickpea curry there. Very healthy food. Pretty much every night Ludvig gets some sort of cake or slice or something after dinner, and occasionally if you're gluten-free you get a gluten-free muffin and maybe a gluten-free raw vegan slice or something like that, but they're always very generous with the treats.
Yesterday